What fighting game character do you think of to where it's like you really love the character, you want it for the comeback in this new iterations of the game, but for some reason the company just won't let him come back in the game? I mean, it's just like he was one of your favorites, or just a cool character in general that came to the series, and now all of a sudden it's just like he might as well just had never even be heard of, like Meat Man in the Mortal Kombat. So, we'll so we'll give it over to you guys. Like, who's your pick, Devin? Let us know.
100% Zwei. He came in Soul Calibur 5, the game that everybody apparently hated, and I enjoyed it. I just that character was so cool, man. Like I was like, I think when I saw his trailer, I was like, yep, that's my main. Like I there was no Zazamil. There was still Killick. I don't did they, I don't, they had no Amy. Was it? Huh? Oh, there wasn't. You're right. You're right. She excuse me. Um, Amy, I think was Amy in.
I don't know. I can't remember. I
I don't
remember.
think.
I don't know. She might have
No,
been.
Viola. Yeah,
Viola
Viola
was
was the Amy
definitely in that.
substitute. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and everybody thought that Viola was Amy, which would have made sense. It was if it was her. Would have been cool if it was her. I'm not sure the total story
That
or
would have been
lore,
cool.
but it would have been cool if that had been her. But yeah, Zwei. Everybody knows why the cool dude with the stand from JoJo, the wolf like
Yeah.
spirit. He was so cool. Like people said he wasn't that great. Like he was kind of maybe like mid tier or whatever. I think he kind of maybe went up the tier list a little bit, like at the end of Soul Calibur 5's lifespan. But he was so cool. Like the character was just so cool. He's like pretty much I played him almost exclusively throughout the game. Um, and he just had such dope moves. The whole mechanic with him having summoned in the spirit, which I don't think was really done in Soul Calibur before. Him that I can remember. Um, yeah, but the thing is now with like I said, Soul Calibur 5 wasn't really well received. And that's kind of fair. Like story mode was kind of iffy. Some of the characters were iffy. Like people didn't like the substitutions. Even though I thought some of them were cool. I liked Pyrrha. She was one of my mains. I liked her. I liked Patroclus. He was pretty cool. Well, I liked him. A lot of people say I can't stand Patroclus. I'm like, yeah, he's all right. But now in Soul Calibur 6, we have Grow, which people are basically saying is the Zwei replacement. I'm like, yeah, Grow's cool, but I don't know, man. He just ain't Zwei, man. So I kind of was hoping he would have came back in 6, but seeing that he did, I'm just like, I feel like they just like one and done their character and it's over with. I don't know if in the story maybe he died or something happened, but I just really want that character to come back, and I feel like it's never gonna happen. Like if I see, I have Soul Calibur 6, and I don't play it a whole lot. But if I were to see him come back as DLC, I'm playing it. That's gonna be one of my main games. I am playing Soul Calibur 6 like there's no tomorrow. Like I'm gonna be on training mode, seeing all this stuff, what he can do. But that's wishful thinking. Now, if Soul Calibur 7 comes out and they bring him in, the same thing. I'm playing the game. I'm just 100% playing the game. But sadly enough, I don't think Zwei's coming back. I don't really know if people like him a lot, as much as I did, but he would definitely be somebody I would like to see come back. But I guess I'll just cry my pillow at night until he does make that return. So that's all I can do right now.
Well, so I will agree that with Devin that Zwei was a really cool character. He was definitely one of the more unique characters in Soul Calibur 5. Um, I think the character though that I would say that I feel like they're not going to bring back because I mean, so I remember when people were talking about bringing back Melina into Mortal Kombat 11 MK11, and I was like, wow, man! Like when they finally brought her in, I was like, wow, they actually put Melina in the game. Like that's crazy. I mean, I don't was Melina in the last game in MKX MK10? I don't think she
Yeah,
was.
she
Was
was in
she?
there.
Oh, she was in there. Okay, so they brought back. She was in the last game, and they put her in this game, and I'm like, okay, great. So and is Melina even alive, technically speaking, in MK11? Like, is she still alive in the canon?
I don't think she would. I think she got killed actually.
Yeah, like quite a few people got killed, and like actually decisively killed on screen, like they were, like they are dead. So it's very disappointing to me that Ferritor is not in MK11, because to me it's like, okay, number one, Ferritor, I don't think, if I remember correctly, they weren't really killed on screen. If I remember correctly, I'm not sure. They might have been, but even with that, there are characters that were killed that we know were killed before that were brought back in MK11. Like they've left. I'm going to keep beating the dead horse. I promise you, until something changes. They need Ferritor in MK11. If they put Ferritor in MK11, like I said, I will buy the game and I'll buy all the DLC and I will start playing MK11. I promise. But until then, I have no interest in playing MK11. And honestly, I don't think they're going to put Ferritor in the game. Now, why would they put Ferritor in the game? Beats me. I have no idea why they would not put Ferritor in the game. I just don't get it. Somebody has to explain it to me. And I don't need an explanation like, oh, well, that character sucks. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I need a real explanation. Like, oh man, nobody likes Ferritor, so they're not going to put him in the game. Like, what's the actual reason why Ferritor isn't in the game? Like, it boggles my mind, because I'm like, I mean, okay, I can only tell it from my perspective. I thought Ferritor was a really cool concept for a character. I had no idea that character was going to be in the game. I'd never seen them before. They hadn't been in the game before, and they're just like, oh yeah, here's this character. It's two people working together, Ferritor, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try him out. And I was like, wow, this character's really cool. Like, I really enjoy playing this character. And I'm like, you know what, man? If they come out with another game, I hope they have Ferritor in the game. And of course, they come out with another game and Ferritor ain't in the game. Just like almost every other time that I want a character to stay in the game and they don't stay. Ryuji didn't come back for like mad games. He didn't even come back in the initial release for King of Fighter 14. He's DLC. And like, at least he came back. At least he's in the game. Ferritor is nowhere to be found. And they're just like, oh well, Ferritor's dead. So yeah, that's it, man. It's like it's a time travel game. There are characters that have been dead for a while that came back, and you're telling me we can't have Ferritor? Why? Explain it to me. I don't understand. I just don't get it. So I would say that would be the character that I think that they're not going to bring back, that I hope they bring back, but I'm not going to get my hopes up, because I don't need my heart broken like that anymore, man. I can't handle that kind of hurt.
For my answer, I'd like to say, shout out to Stephen Main, for his lore stories and things like that. When I read his lore story on the connection between G and Q, I was kind of like, bro, this is like so dope. Like, this is like wasted opportunity by Capcom to really make like this intricate lore story that's like very, very, very interesting, that would have people really like into these characters just because of of their story. So my answer would be Q in Street Fighter. Like, I really want to see him come back. I mean, it's just cool to have a character that has a lore story of like every major event that has happened in the earth. You see Q somewhere in the distance just standing off, just like just looking all stoic and monotone, just like in the distance. Like, you don't know if he has something to do with it. Maybe he's here just to capture data. Like, what is it? Like, what's going on? And like, he's like just that mystique and mysterious about him is cool. And then how you can like intertwine him with characters like G and stuff like that. It's like it's missed opportunity for these dope stories, and I really want to see that. I can't remember if he would people register him in like third strike, whether he was top tier, low tier, mid tier, butt tier, whatever it was. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, bring him back. Like, he's cool. Like Devin said, they keep putting Blanca in the game, so why not like put Q in the game? So as long as Blanca in the game, there's no reason why everybody shouldn't be coming back. So that's who I want to see. That's who I want to see. I want to see Q come back, man. He's like a cool character, bro. Like, he mysterious. He be just standing off in the distance looking. Like, ain't that cool to y'all? I mean, come on. Like, so that's just wasted story to me. That's what I want to see come back. So